Welcome to another episode of Inspired by with Stowe. Today I have the honor and pleasure to have a good conversation with my friend Maurice Griffin. Mo, what's going on? How you feeling?
What's up, Stowe? Man, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm well. God has been faithful, and still got a smile on my face. So God doing something right.
Hey, yeah, that's one of the it's wild. The fruit of the spirit is joy and happiness and peace, and
Yes,
man, when we got that, like everything is good to go.
exactly. When you got God, you shouldn't have to worry about nothing.
Right. All right. So your story goes back to the public eye for quite some time, but how can you tell us, with since being in the public eye, how God has brought to you to the point you are at now? You got the happiness, you got the joy, you feeling good, like how, and but it hasn't been easy since you've been in the public eye. So how has God brought you to this point?
It's a humbling process. I
Mm,
can't take nothing for granted. God is the author, finisher of my faith. I will say that I 100% walk by faith.
mm,
Everything that I do is as if I'm blind and I'm just walking into
wow.
unknown territory. I may not have all the resources, but God just says, go anyway. He says,
Hmm.
you take one step, I'll provide the rest. And
Wow.
so, every time I take a leap of faith, and I mean a real leap of faith, God just begins to open up the doors. I'm not going to say that when I take the leap of faith that everything just falls in line,
Yeah, yeah.
but He teaches me lessons throughout every situation. And the end result is victory every time. Every time.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
I just thank God for that, because people, when I say victory, it may not make me happy at the end, but
Hmm.
it's a lesson that I learned. And I
Mm,
take those principles and I apply it to the next situation. So when those situations happen, when those new situations, opportunities, and obstacles happen, I can rest assured that if God brought me out of the last one, He can bring me out of this one. And so that's why I got a smile on my face. That's why my countenance is happy, because I know that as long as I have Him in my heart, I have nothing to
yeah.
worry about.
Dang, wow, you just said it, even if you don't smile, you count it as victory. Like what is, because we know you from, most people know you from Sunday's Best. Like you
Yeah.
just one of the OGs of Sunday's Best. And
Season two. I don't even want to say that no more. They be like, "Who's the legend?" Oh, don't say that.
right,
2009. Can you believe that? Wow.
that, whew, yeah. And but like even like with your experience there, and you're still coming out victorious. Like, can you dive into that a little bit for me? Coming out victorious even when you don't smile. Like,
Yeah.
what is
You
that like?
know that those moments is when I had to come off the show, and everyone that said no to me before began to say yes.
Mm,
That was a favor moment. Then, even in the yes, I still had to get my way there. I didn't have a car. Couldn't afford my rent at my
wow.
apartment. I didn't have product. They told us that we couldn't release music. So I went the cheap way. I went to Sam's Club and got me a disc and a DVD. And I put together some recordings. I had already recorded. So I said, you know what? I'm going to sell some product, put 3 songs on a DVD, put 3 songs on a CD, and I'm going to sell 2 for 10, 2 for 20. That's what I
Mm,
did, 2 for 20. And I began to sell that, and travel. I would be on Megabus. I would be on
wow.
the Greyhound. I would go to engagements, and people wouldn't um, support and make good on their end financially. I would
Mm,
come home broken. Sometimes I wouldn't know how I was going to pay my rent or how I was going to eat, but God would provide a way out of no way. Hard lessons learned, going into
yeah.
other venues, and people would say that they did things with you and they really didn't. people
Yeah.
relying on you just because of the connection of what you're connected to, and
Yeah.
all of that. You got to keep your image up, you got to keep your countenance up, your energy up, because at the end of the day, people are counting on you to make it
Mhm.
as well. And so
Mhm.
I started realizing that I had to quickly mature in this gift. When
Mhm.
I really didn't see mentorship, I had to become the mentor, just like
Wow.
that. And then seeing all the things that's going on in the news, and it's just
Yeah.
a lot of pressure that's put on you, on top of looking for a label that, to this day, I have not been signed to a major label ever. But thanks
Wow.
be to God, you see where He's taken me. Keeps bringing me before great men and great women in the kingdom. So that's why I
Mm.
say, when I started to start speaking my future into existence, when I
Mm.
started to slay the demon, when I started to continue to love on God and put Him in my conversation, life changed for me,
Wow.
flipped me downside up. And the more I talked about God, the more I kept smiling, even though I was broken and bitter and lonely and hardened on the inside. I didn't allow what internally I was going through to shine out, because at the end of the day, I had to be the light. People
Yeah.
don't really understand that. They think that we're robots. We
Mhm.
don't go to sleep. It's all of those
Yeah.
moments. Those are the count it all joy moments, the count it
Wow.
all victory moments for me, to say that I can still put a smile on my face and know that in due season, I'm going to reap if I
Mhm.
faint not.
Yes, it's amazing being a public figure in the public eye. Like even in private, like
Yeah.
you have to be that public figure sometimes. And it's like, can I just
Can I
relax?
just be human right now? Can I let my hair down? I can't.
Right, and just that is just the weight or the necessary pressure of the call, and it's like, and we just see in all the great men and women of the Bible how they had to go through the pressure of the call,
Yeah,
and just carrying that is not, it's not easy, but building the kingdom of God was never promised to be easy.
exactly.
So I think you got a little anthem on your hand with love, peace, and happiness.
Hit me. So let me tell you, count it
Yeah.
all joy. We in this moment, right? I
Yeah.
got dumped, and I was really, really sad because I was in love deeply. So
Mm.
my homeboy came over. He said, "You know who you are." He didn't say it like that. He's a Peter. Anybody know what Peter was in the Bible? He had an anointing to cuss like a son. You know, you think, wow. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, "You better write about this." I said, "I don't want to write about this experience at all. What if I write about anything? I'm gonna write about something that I desire to have forever
Mm.
and ever."
Yeah.
And I said, "You know what? As much as I am going through and depressed and don't want to do anything, don't want to come out, let me speak my coming out into existence. Let me speak well into existence. Let me speak a turnaround in my life into existence."
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Oh, let's get this up." Dun, 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 dun. I was like, "That's quartet. I like that." He was like, "I don't know, just feel it, just feel it. It's funky." Dun, 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 dun. I was like, "Okay, okay." I was like, "Said I ain't gonna cry no more," and it just start coming to me, and I start feeling the vibe and the energy, and it was
Yeah.
different for me because all I know is gospel, like
Yeah.
contemporary gospel, the Donnie McClurkin style. But he
Mhm.
gave me something new. He gave me something fresh, gave me something that I thought I couldn't write to. And I came up with Love, Peace, Happiness. And that was my song, my retreat song. Anytime I was down and out, I can look forward to this song to pull me up, bring a smile on my face. When this pandemic happened,
Yeah.
it made the whole world depressed. It made us bitter. Some people lost jobs. Some people died. Some people didn't want to come out. Some people fell back into the victim of drug abuse and verbal abuse and sexual abuse. This song is the vaccination to pull you back out. This is not just for the gospel community, it's for the world. It's a song the world can sing. Love, peace, happiness. If I could preach anything, if I can sing anything, if I can share three words: love, peace, happiness.
Yeah. I like the I like the old school feel of the video too, because it looked like I felt like I was back at it like a high school talent show. Like y'all was
Yeah, I said, you know what? My church I served at in L.A. I believe Kobe Bryant was partnered with my church, and they did the Youth Foundation gym,
mm,
and that's the Lakers Youth Foundation that's planted inside of our church. And I said, you know
mm,
what? Let's use this. And so I said, let's do a halftime special. It's gonna, they was like, well, it doesn't look like the Lakers. I said, don't matter. We have a court. Let's use it. We ain't doing nothing. It's sitting here. So we
right.
started to use it, and it was the best thing ever. And I was just like, man, we got to get some dancers because the cheerleaders and they do their little thing. So I was like, let's go. And the whole moment, the whole feel, the little Soul Train line. I didn't know if you
Mhm,
caught that
right.
at the end. The
Yeah, at
old
the
lady
end,
with
yeah.
the. I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. To
Yeah.
bring everybody together in unity and love, peace, happiness. I mean, that's really what it's about. To just spark a plug and just let people know we can come back up. We can rise again.
Mm,
We can be the what we are called to be, and that's human. To make it, to manifest, to multiply, to endure. And so, this love, peace, happiness to me is the vaccination for hope for
wow.
humanity.
That that puts the song in a totally different perspective. Because when I play it here on my show, I played it in my mix a couple times because it's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
upbeat, it's positive. Before I met you, I'm like, this is a groove right here, and I just love the positivity of the song itself. Before even meeting you, before knowing who you are, but when you say it's a vaccination for what's going on. Like um, a lot of people out here depending on like the actual shot of
yeah,
vaccination, but you're saying that this is your goal through your gift of music.
yeah. I told myself, I said I had to be when the pandemic happened. I was a little upset because I had just moved to California, and I said, Lord, now you know you didn't move me to California the week that they tell us we got to shut down because
Oh wow!
there's no hope for humanity at
Mm,
this moment. And so I was like, Lord. So I started consecrating myself back to Him. I rededicated my heart so back to Him because there was no church. I'm the type of guy where I've always been in church. So I said, you know what? My spirit has to remain strong. This is the time where someone has to do something about life
mm-hmm.
as we know it. And the church should have stood up and been the leader of this pandemic spiritually to continue to give us so much hope. But so many people are not used to technology that it was just a shock. So,
Yeah.
I began to um, figure out what song was next. My first song was Prove Me I'm Yours, which topped 26 for 17 weeks to God be the glory on the charts. But
Mm-hmm.
this song meant more to me because I said, you know what? I went through such a depression that I just knew there was no hope. I just knew that I wasn't going to be loved again. I knew that I didn't want to dive back into a relationship again. I wanted to close up. But God said, no, show your love. Let your light so shine before men that they
Wow.
may see your good works. In the
Yeah.
pandemic, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. Glorify the Father which is in heaven. How can we do that without disrespecting those that don't love Him, that don't want to love Him, that don't want to be encouraged spiritually? I took this song that doesn't have the name Jesus, God in it, but it promotes God and Jesus because God is love.
Yeah.
He gives us peace and it
Yeah.
creates happiness. So that's the message: love,
Yeah.
peace, happiness. And I thought that was enduring for this moment.
And that's awesome. And the song is growing as we speak, not only right here in the States, but you going overseas with it, charting over in Africa. Like it's just making noise all over the world.
Unexpected, unexpected. I was humbled to hear that. I've gotten I guess they're on Twitter because I mean I've been getting Twitter influxes left and right. People hit me up. Hey man, do you want me to support your record? Yes, support my record. In my head, yes, support my record. I need you to. I mean, they call them OPS. We call it here, radio personalities. They call themselves OPS there, but um, I said, yeah, do it, do it, do it. And so they are beginning to promote it. I've gotten newsletters from the Observatory. I think it's the Nigerian Observer, the world's country. It's like our Chicago Tribune, our New York Times.
Oh wow, okay.
Their Nigerian Observer did a spread on me. And then I got another spread through a magazine that just went viral maybe last week, talking about I done dominated over the gospel radio station and territory in that country, and Ghana and Kenya and South Africa. And so I got a call, and I made a deal with a connection out there. And now, man, they're talking about doing a 3-week tour out there at the end of the year. Um, None of this would have happened if I
Yeah.
didn't get dumped. None of this would have happened if I didn't go the wrong way first, so
Wow.
that God can create another permissive will, so that I can shine in a different light and share my story another way, to
Mm.
let people know that we can make it even through a rough time at any given time. So to God be the glory. Thank you for dumping me.
Wow. Wow.
God is faithful. God is faithful.
Yeah. Yeah. Like man might leave you alone, but
Yeah,
God will never forsake you.
never.
And because like I think we miss that a lot of times when we don't want to let go of things, or we don't want things to let go of us. And it's
Mhm.
like, but it's God trying to separate us from that so it can just be us and Him, because He has better set up for us. And what we're attached to is more of an anchor than a propeller, and we just get stuck and
Yeah.
comfortable instead of going for the better.
Yeah, and I've realized that as much as I told myself that I realize every time I receive a great harvest, it's because I put a lot of work into it. People think that I go to sleep. Sometimes I don't know how to go to sleep, because there's
Mm,
so many people in my hands or around me or on my shoulders that's looking up to say, okay, we're depending on you to make it. Sometimes I don't want to make it. Sometimes
yeah.
I just want to give up. I'm a crybaby, but I tell people that if you're not vulnerable, if
Mm,
you're not compassionate about what you do, you don't need to be doing it. Because you're blocking somebody from receiving a harvest or breakthrough or a moment to be released into their promise.
wow.
Don't hinder anybody. I'm the type of person, I always promote faith. I promote happiness. I promote prosperity in your
Mhm.
lifestyle. People think prosperity is a Gucci bag or a Tumi book bag or and all that stuff. I'm like, God done gave us H2O. He done blessed us with legs to walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes the pastor said the other night, I was at a revival, and he was like, some people want water, but they don't want to go to the water pump and actually pump the water to create
Yeah.
the pressure.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be the manual to actually do
Mm,
the manual, the hard labor. Sometimes you just got to get your hands dirty. Be seen working. Be
yes.
seen working and working for the kingdom. So
Wow. But also with your song, you even created a viral challenge. You make me want to get back on the drums, man. I ain't play.
I was trying to do the singers challenge, but nobody wanted to do it. So I was like, man. And so I started doing the reaction videos. So I did the reaction videos. That's been going well, especially on TikTok. That's been going real good. And then now I'm doing the drummers thing, and I'm telling drummers left and right, man, send me the track, I'll do it. Send me the track. I said, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm giving hope to people who thought their career, their craft was hopeless. And now because of that, they're back in the studio, they're back on, set doing things for different people, just because I wasn't selfish. Because I wasn't selfish. And to see them working makes my heart glad, because
Mm,
that lets me know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's helping reach somebody
yeah.
and help bring them up, give them hope, lift them up, and let them know that God got them at the end of the day.
Mm, yeah. Because I was so shocked, especially when the pandemic started, of how many people stopped performing or practicing their gifts. I was like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? I guess it was easy for me to come to that conclusion because, man, Maurice, I haven't had a day off. So
Okay. Our
uh,
essentials, we never have a day off. And
Right.
it did hurt me. It did hurt me. I saw a lot of my gifted friends that went
Mm,
from traveling all over the world to sitting online to my, well, I ain't got nothing to do. Y'all just listen to my music. Well, we can do that on Spotify. So I
mm,
was just like, man, it's like, what can we do differently to not waver in the misery, but to create another step and pull people up and say, okay, maybe we can open another door. Maybe we can turn this light on. I'm an
mm,
innovative thinker. I'm very analytical, and so I'm just the type of person. I'm like, hey, this is the time where we got to put our best foot forward
mm.
and be the monarch. The Montreal monarch. I can't even say it right. Be a leader. Be
Lead
the
the
head,
way.
not the tail. Okay. English wasn't my favorite lesson. I'm telling you now, it was not my favorite. Not my favorite. I like to sing though.
Right.
English just wasn't my.
That, that's funny. Mm,
But it's all good, you know. And so I was excited. And once I started doing this thing called Music Mondays. That's how I got it started. We were doing other
mm,
things. The Music Mondays. I didn't do my own stuff. I took
mm,
independent artist music and music of today's and yesterday, and I started creating Music Mondays, putting it on YouTube. I started doing an unedited version because I don't know how to create professional videos. I did this thing called Making It Happen.
mm.
I've just always made it happen. So I said, you know what? Instead of making it happen, show the people what you're doing.
Yes.
So, when I got my stimulus check, the first one last year, I took that check and I just bought all of my music equipment, all of my lights and everything. And I did a raw, crazy, boring video tutorial for 10 weeks of
Mm,
how to set up your studio in your home and create opportunities for yourself. So if anybody need to know what you need to make it in this pandemic or moving forward visually, I just gave it to you. I just put it right on my YouTube channel, MGTV Official. You can go there and check out all of my Making It Happen videos. You need to know what camera, what mic, how to use
mm,
your interface, what kind of lights you need. Just everything is right there for you. I just created an opportunity for people to learn again. And I think God put us back in this moment where we had to learn again. And what I learned
mm.
from singing is being a video editor. Now I love it.
Wow. 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 That's amazing. Yeah, he'll sit you down.
He'll sit
Pandemic
you
or
down.
not. Pandemic or not, he'll sit you down. So I want you to fill in the blank on this sentence, and you can do it with one word or as many words as you like. It's not hard, I promise. It's easy. It's real easy.
Okay, because my hair is tight. I can't think straight.
So fill in the blank. I am Maurice Griffin, and I am inspired by.
I am Maurice Griffin, and I am inspired by Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Daryl Coley.
Okay. Okay. Any particular reason why those three?
Michael Jackson, his energy, he's electrifying. Sometimes I don't think he know what he does, so that's me. And then my Whitney Houston, just great big voice. Me, I have a problem. Like every time I sang with New Direction back in Chicago, they would put me up front and they would be like, all right, let's do real soft tones. I'd be like, huh? They'd be like, Maurice, can you go to the back, please? I'm like, I'm singing soft. They say your soft tones is heavy. I was like, so that's me. And then Daryl Coley, his acrobats, his spirituality, his incredible tone, his technique, how he was, I call him the placement singer. And
Hmm.
I took that from him as well. So all those three, the energy, the big voice, the technical singer, that's all me wrapped up in one. That's Maurice Griffin. So I'm inspired by those three people.
No, I like that. That's three. That was so interesting. Like male, female, all different types of music styles. Like, where's he going with that? But
Yeah. You know
that's a
what?
melting
I
pot.
feel like I can do more than just the traditional sound of gospel. I feel like I can do more. Um, I can say this right now. I just finished doing a Disney version, a Christian Disney version of Lion King. I just wrote a song called All Day Long, and it's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever created. And I've been letting people listen to it left and right. And people are like, "This sound like Lion King. This sound like." I say, "Okay, Disney, I'm speaking. Come nigh, please." I'm just ready to move forward and shop it and see what the Lord does. The sky
Wow.
is the limit, but we wonder how to get there. Well, guess what? YouTube will tell you, books
Mm-hmm.
will tell you, and
Mm-hmm.
just pick up a phone and call
Yeah.
somebody and figure
Yeah.
it out. That's what God wants you to do, is figure it out. He was a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter. He
Mm,
fixed things. He created things. Be the creator. Be
mm.
the next. And that's what God has really called us to do, to create. And that's what I'm doing.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean, 'cause it's impossible to say that we're not creative when we come from a creator. Like it's in our DNA.
It's in our DNA.
Yeah. Yeah. So before I let you go, is there anything else that you want us to know that we didn't get to touch on? Anything coming up? What's I know you got the Lion King song, but what else can we expect from you?
I'm doing a concert, and it's called My Good Friday. It's not going to be this Friday. It's going to be April 30th, and it's going to be a virtual pay-per-view event. And I wanted to share a Good Friday of what I call or consider a Good Friday is. And
Mm.
it's going to be Friday, April the 30th. I would love for everybody to come check it out. It'll be on all my social media, and I'll let everybody know about all the everything later on. But I'll be shooting all the details on social media. Check me out, Maurice Griffin, Facebook, social media, Instagram, Twitter, and listen to the music. Be encouraged. I'll say this: always remember Jesus, Jesus. Always remember Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Always keep him on your mind. I wanted to leave you with that.